Okay, welcome everybody. This is a live webinar presentation of the Beyond Organic Business Opportunity. I want to thank everybody who's dialed in. Folks are still climbing on board. I'm seeing that we've got lots of folks on the console, both on the audio bridge and on our webinar bridge. So thanks for joining us tonight. We're going to talk about opportunity. My name is Mike Battistelli, and I want to thank you for taking the time on this Monday night to join us for an evening of opportunity. And to help me this evening are two individuals I believe that are uniquely qualified to share the story of and explore the business opportunity of Beyond Organic. And those are my friends, Dr. Josh Axe and Jenni Smith. We're going to be hearing from them in just a moment, but I always think it's fair that if somebody's asking you to follow them, you know where they've been and perhaps where they're pointed, where they're headed. So I've been in and around the business opportunity world for a lot of years, and especially in the direct-to-consumer arena. My wife and I were newlyweds back in 1980 in New York City. We were introduced to this industry, and without really knowing what we were doing, we built a business, and it was very lucrative, and it led us on a 30-year career in and around this industry. I've been an owner of a company like this. I've been a senior executive for a company like this, and it's been a blast these last couple of years partnering with Jordan Rubin in Beyond Organic. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. I'm also pleased to introduce Dr. Josh, and many of you know Dr. Josh, some who may not, but Dr. Josh is an awesome wellness physician. Josh, tell us a little bit about what you do and what you've done.
Sure, Mike. Well, I live here in Nashville, Tennessee, and really work as a wellness physician, giving a lot of advice on nutrition and health. I run a website called draxe.com and authored a book called The Real Food Diet, and then I've also had an honor to work with a lot of just professional athletes and things along those lines. But primarily really love Beyond Organic, now love spreading this mission, and really enjoying being part of the movement. You know, the thing I love about Beyond Organic is we have the world's healthiest foods and products, and so just excited to be a part of the mission. So thanks.
Awesome. We're going to be hearing more from Dr. Josh in just a few minutes, but it's now my pleasure to introduce Jenni Smith, who today is a stay-at-home mom, but I had the pleasure and the honor of participating in hiring her probably for her last corporate job, and she can tell you a little bit about her background. Jenni, are you online?
Yeah, I sure am. And you know, Mike, before Beyond Organic, I was working as a vice president in a, let's call it, toxic job. And I was eating a toxic diet, feeding my husband a toxic diet. But thankfully, I met you and Kate, and you introduced us to Beyond Organic and promised to teach us how to build this business on the side, and you promised to help us do it. And boy, you guys sure did deliver. Now, my husband and I didn't take that decision lightly, but we did, thankfully, take building our team pretty seriously. So we changed our personal eating habits. We became, as you taught us, products of the product, and we saw immediate income. And as you know, that allowed me to leave that horrible job within only 5 months. And we've never looked back. We now have a little nearly 18-month-old kiddo, a Beyond Organic baby, Samantha, and I get to stay at home and raise her and raise my family's income at the same time.
Awesome. So you have a Beyond Organic baby. Well, Jenni, since you're online, why don't you get started and kick us off and jump right in. I'll go to the first slide.
Sure. Thanks. Well, you know, we seized an opportunity when you and Kate presented it to us. And now everyone on this webinar tonight is being presented with an opportunity. And I don't know if you're maybe listening tonight because you want better health, or maybe it's greater wealth that's intriguing you. Maybe it's time and freedom. But whatever brought you here tonight, I believe Beyond Organic is the opportunity for you to make a positive change in your life. But why should you change in the first place? Well, because times have changed. Food has changed. The conventional food industry is pretty scary. We've got GMOs, unwanted antibiotics, steroids, even, frankly, chicken poop found in conventional feedlots, and no one's doing anything about it. Processed foods are hurting our health, filling us with gross empty calories and robbing our bodies of the nutrients we need. And I'm not afraid to say that fast food's killing us. Even that, you know what that is, Mike, that strawberry shake-looking concoction, that's what becomes chicken nuggets, right? And that's nasty.
Yum.
Okay? Yum. So in the last 2 years, since we gave up our beloved Taco Bell, we've learned the standard American diet is bad. America is the sickest industrialized nation in the world. Our children are reaching puberty prematurely, and they're 400% more likely to develop an attention deficit disorder. We are dying from obesity, diabetes, heart problems, cancer. But there's a glimmer of hope. 95% of cancers are due to diet, deficiency, and toxins. Beyond Organic has taught me that. And that means that you are in control of your health. And tonight, you have the opportunity to change it. But it's not just what we put in our bodies. It matters just what we put on our bodies. So I often like to ask, what do birth control, nicotine, and steroids have in common these days? Any guesses? They're all applied topically. And, Mike, you should have known that, so you get a negative point. You put them on your skin to get them into your bloodstream. So before you put on your favorite shade of red lipstick, Dr. Josh, you better know that a third of all cosmetics contain at least one chemical linked to cancer. So we're in a toxic world. The reality is that we live in a toxic world. That is the bad news. But the good news is that we have the opportunity to do something about it. And I'm so glad we have Dr. Josh on the call tonight. Like, you can flip over to that toxic world screen share if you can. Dr. Josh is on the call tonight, and he's an expert in how to reduce toxins effectively. He taught me the place to start is the gut, because your gut is home to 80% of your immune system. And I know we're going to hear more about that later, but for now, I need everyone to consider making a choice. Now, the choice my husband and I made 2 years ago was to pay the farmer now. We now prioritize clean eating. We prioritize non-toxic products for our family, and we prioritize Beyond Organic foods and supplements. Why? Because we realize we're either going to pay the farmer now. Hey, and by the way, the farmer pays me back. So that's something we'll talk more about later. But we're either going to pay the farmer now or we're going to pay the pharmacist later. But making that change, having that paradigm shift, it was not easy. Mike, you remember, change is hard for people. I actually have a master's degree in change management, and yet I am terrible when it comes to making changes. Change is hard, and you remember how hard it was when we got started. I would kind of throw up every objection in the book. Organic products are hard to find. There are geographic barriers. Oftentimes there's limited supply. Organic products sometimes they're just not as good as the conventional products we're used to, right? I mean, some healthy products taste so healthy, you'd rather eat cardboard, if we're being honest. Some organic deodorants still let me smell bad. Some shampoos don't lather the way I want them to. It's frustrating. And there are plenty of organic supplements out there that are really nutritionally useless. If we're being real, just because something says organic, it doesn't mean it's better for you. I'll never forget the first time I heard Jordan Rubin say, Jenny, an organic Oreo cookie is still an Oreo cookie. But the biggest challenge that I've had personally, and the biggest one I've heard from others, is that organic products can be expensive. I mean, the costs are higher for farmers. They've got to pay for certifications and labeling. And we know the big boys like Kraft and Pepsi have entered the marketplace now just to make an extra buck off of the organic movement. So when people say change is hard, I get it. But, Mike, my life took a turn when I found the solution that you introduced me to, which is Beyond Organic. With Beyond Organic, we have convenient home delivery. We have the highest quality products available, everything from green-fed foods, skin and body care, to now supplements. We've got the best of the best. But the best part for me, for my family, has been eating for free and then helping our friends do the same.
Wow, that's awesome, Jenny, and you've really kind of set things up perfectly. I love the fact that you've noticed that convenience, or hard to find, is one obstacle. Also, price can be a challenge. I think we have an answer really to both of those in the Beyond Organic world. We're going to talk about it in a little bit. But you know what excites me even more are some exciting global trends. These societal trends are right now. They're here and now in our present time. One is e-commerce, and the convenience of home delivery of products that you can order on your computer or on your smartphone or whatever, in the comfort of your own home, in your fuzzy slippers. That's a trend that's continued to double-digit growth year over year. In fact, e-commerce sales are growing more than 19% a year and will be about $1.4 trillion in 2015. That is just amazing. Look at the growth from 2010 to projected in 2015. Here's another trend. Clean food, this growing movement. You know, the American public, I love to say, is connecting the dots. And the desire of this increasingly well-educated consumer is to get away from, in fact, avoid altogether the worst practices of industrial agriculture and industrial food production, and they're looking for clean, unadulterated, chemical-free, non-genetically engineered or so-called scientifically improved foods and other consumables. So though relatively new, this movement's roots are something as old as the American soil that has nurtured and grown our food for centuries, and the grasslands where livestock have roamed for generations before today's scientific improvements. This is also a place, interestingly enough, where vast amounts of today's smart venture capital investment is finding a happy home. And the last global trend that I've been tuned into now for about 30 years is the emerging home-based business. Now, what's interesting about this, you know, typically in bad economic times, home-based businesses tend to thrive. And our economy is clinging stubbornly into this recession. Our home-based business market worldwide, not just here in the U.S., is growing. Record levels of unemployment here at home, job uncertainty for those that are still employed. Home-based business is the place to be. Here's some statistics. A new home business starts every 12 seconds. There are 38 million home-based businesses here in the United States alone. 70% of home-based businesses succeed within 3 years versus only 30% of regular brick-and-mortar business. That's powerful. 44% of home-based businesses are started for under $5,000. I'm going to share one with you tonight that's even just a fraction of that. 70% of Americans, when they're surveyed, say they would prefer to be self-employed. So, look, that's just some of the stats, and the reasons are many, many. But low barrier to entry, it's an environment absent those regulatory restrictions that Washington loves to impose on us, and a growing number of us simply have the desire to create something that we own, something that we control, and take back a little bit more control in our life. Now, for many years, I've been looking at businesses. I've consulted with many. I've been distributor for a couple, owned one in this industry, and I've come up with a checklist. And these are just my personal criteria. You can use them or not, but I like a business where there's the potential to make a high profit without a big risk, where everybody needs the product. There's both immediate and long-term income, where you don't have to play store, where you can leverage the time and talent of other people, where there's great tax savings, and one that's in a growth industry with a winning company. And I'll tell you what, Beyond Organic is a winning company that has really just begun. We're one of the best-kept secrets, I think, in the world of marketing. And one of the reasons that we have an incredible future is our founder, Jordan Rubin. And, you know, many of you are familiar with his story. If not, you can read it in one of the 21 books that Jordan has penned. But, you know, he was really ill as a late teenager, suffered from multiple incurable illnesses. Conventional alternative medicine failed to help him, and he met a man on the phone who taught him how to eat and live based on the Bible. And in 40 days, he was healed, and went on to grow a company called Garden of Life. He wrote a book called Maker's Diet. The Garden of Life company was founded as a young man in his early 20s in a friend's garage with his father's credit card. And this company has not only generated more than $1 billion in sales over the past decade, but in the process, this brand has created the #1 selling nutritional supplement brand in health food stores anywhere today. So it was named one of the fastest growing privately held companies in America, named to Entrepreneur Magazine's hot list. The Garden of Life products are today found on shelves of thousands of health food stores here in the U.S. and in scores of other countries. And today Jordan is recognized because of his writing, because of his research, because of the success of Garden of Life, as not only a New York Times best-selling author, but a worldwide expert in natural health, and also the founder of Beyond Organic. Now, Jordan sold Garden of Life, and with the proceeds, he was able to breathe life into what was a dream, even as a young man, that one day he'd have a hand in raising this the foods and beverages and nutrient-dense products that our great-grandparents probably took for granted. And today, Beyond Organic farms more than 8,000 certified organic acres and springs. We raise heritage-bred beef and dairy cattle. We operate a brand-new multi-million-dollar state-of-the-art dairy center. We have our own processing centers, food production, distribution facilities, and we're in business. And Josh, this is a perfect time perhaps for you to jump in and share with us something about, and this is really more of an overview of the products tonight. There's lots of detailed information available for you, and I would ask you to just connect with the person that invited you tonight, because they're well equipped and highly qualified to share some detail with you. But Josh, give us an overview of our product line, if you would.
Sure, Mike. Well, I'll tell you, I mean, this is really what got me involved in the company Beyond Organic. You know, I have helped formulate products. I've had my own supplement line. I have worked with a lot of different companies over the years and really found that Beyond Organic has the best quality products out there. I mean, these are the foods, no matter how Beyond Organic was set up, these are the foods that I wanted to eat every day. I mean, really, Mike, the best way for me to explain it is these are the foods that I was looking for my entire life, because, you know, when we get into a few details here, we'll see that, I mean, these are foods, even though that many of us may shop at health food stores and go to Whole Foods, these products are not available even at your local health food store, the quality of what we're looking at here. And so we started off with what I call some of the Beyond Organic foundational superfoods. And these are cultured dairy products, grass-fed beef, an incredible cleansing product called Swear Aviv. You know, I really consider these foods to be part of God's medicine cabinet. And here's what I mean. A lot of people today will turn to taking a calcium supplement today, when actually, truthfully, there are a lot of studies out there showing that calcium supplements can actually have negative effects on your health, because your body needs more than calcium for building strong bones and for your body to utilize it. I mean, when you look at a product here like our dairy, like Amasi and our raw cheddar, they contain not only calcium, but magnesium, vitamin D3, vitamin K2, omega-3 fatty acids. There are so many health benefits there, plus they're loaded with probiotics. I mean, that's one of the major benefits is these probiotics support immunity, they support balancing hormones, they improve detoxification. Major benefits there with products like the Amasi, really probably the most probiotic-rich superfood that I know of today. The Swear Aviv supports cellular cleansing, and we use the term green-fed with all of our beef and dairy products, because green-fed means our cows are actually fed grass 100% of the year. And you can see this. What does Beyond Organic mean? Well, as we're transitioning to this term here, green-fed, again, if you go to Whole Foods today, or your local health food store, or your farmer's market, and you typically buy grass-fed beef, according to the organic standards, those animals only have to be fed grass 30% of the year. And so the majority of the time when you're buying grass-fed beef, if it's not Beyond Organic beef, it'll say grass-fed, and the animals will be fed grass 30% of the year, and then they'll be grain-finished their last 90 days of life. So are you really getting grass-fed? No, you're not. So our products are going to be much higher in omega-3 fats, which support healthy levels of inflammation, and also they're going to be higher in CLA, which supports fat burning. And so you can see, again, we have 10 standards. But these are really the standards that we live by with Beyond Organic, and really that kind of really describe what we do, and that's we go beyond the organic standard. A few other significant things here, the A2 beta-casein. That means our animals are actually genetically different. You know, I, for 8 years, was unable to consume cow's milk because I was allergic to something called A1 casein, which is found in most milk today. And if you've heard of gluten, well, this protein in milk, this A1 casein, is 26 times more inflammatory than gluten. But when I switched over to Beyond Organic Dairy, I had absolutely no allergies whatsoever, and I have a lot of patients and children who are on the autism spectrum who typically can't do dairy. They do amazing with it. Really, I've really yet to have somebody who still didn't do well on this Beyond Organic Dairy. who did well with things like goat's milk and things like that. So anyways, there really is a genetic difference in our cows and the overall health and quality of our dairy products. So many people who have been allergic or had dairy issues in the past have had no issues at all with our Beyond Organic dairy. With Beyond Organic, we have a massive line of products from things like our kombucha line, our sprouted nuts and seeds, our terrain living herbals, which are incredible, by the way, milk thistle for detoxification, turmeric for fighting free radical damage, holy basil for hormones. We have a anti-aging skincare line that's made with biblically based essential oils, and a sprouted chia seed product that we call Hero Food. So many health benefits, and the thing that I love is all of these foods, all of these supplements, these beverages, the skincare, the body care, again, these are the healthiest in their category beyond what you'd find at any health food store today. Well, last thing here I want to touch on is an incredible supplement system we have with Beyond Organic, and it's called Break the Cycle. And two of the number one causes of sickness and disease in America today are toxins and stress. And toxins and stress can cause you to store body fat. It can lead to autoimmune disease and cancer and other illnesses in your body. Stress can cause heart issues, adrenal fatigue, a number of health issues. And Jordan, one of the things he said, and I've really recognized this, Jordan has had so much success with Garden of Life in the past, but he has gone so far above and beyond any of the products that Garden of Life has done with these new products, cutting edge, called Terra Firma and Adaptogen. Terra Firma is essentially a detoxification supplement and a supplement that can support digestive health. Adaptogen is a supplement named after adaptogenic herbs that has fat-burning compounds and compounds like rhodiola and ashwagandha that have been shown to lower cortisol levels, help heal your thyroid gland and your adrenal gland. So massive benefits, especially when these products are taken together. This is something that I now recommend to all my patients. It's the Break the Cycle system, and I really believe it's two things that everybody should be taking on a regular basis to reduce toxicity, reduce stress on the body, and really support the body in the natural healing process. I think, again, Break the Cycle system is an incredible thing. We've had so many testimonials and people saying, hey, I've noticed my digestion's improved. I've noticed my metabolism has started to speed up. My thyroid, I've noticed improvements there. So a ton of benefits with the Break the Cycle system. So I want to pass it back off to you, Mike, and talk a little bit about, really who Beyond Organic is for, because I want to kind of close for myself saying this. I hear all the time people will come up to me and they know that I'm going to consume these things and I'm going to be part of Beyond Organic because I'm a physician and I'm always looking for the world's healthiest foods. But, I recommend these foods to my grandfather who just turned 91 years old, and I recommend them to infants that are in my practice when they're looking at some of their first foods to consume. Well, what better than the world's most organically based, healthiest foods?
That's awesome. Thank you, Dr. Josh. And for those of you that are brand new, we have a lot of recorded pieces that Dr. Josh has gone much deeper into each of our product lines. And I love the fact that you last touched on our Break the Cycle, our two brand new dietary supplement products. Josh, if we only had those two products to build a business, we would be head and shoulders above the average company in our space. But we have this remarkable farm-to-table operation where we're delivering the world's healthiest foods farm fresh to people's front door in chill boxes and dry ice, and it's absolutely remarkable. So it knocks that inconvenient or hard-to-find issue right off the table. Well, thanks, Josh. And we'd love to ask, who is Beyond Organic for? It may not be for everyone. In fact, we like to joke that it's just for those who can't keep a secret. We're wired to share good news when we hear it. But Beyond Organic is also for folks that are influencers, folks that like to get a bargain or eat for free, people that are looking to create a supplemental or perhaps a significant secondary income, folks that are tired of the rat race, want to jump off that treadmill, or folks that are just looking to find more balance in their work-life balance or just in their health alone. But I like to say Beyond Organic is for those of us wanting to take back control of our money, our time, and our health, which I've I've thought now for a lot longer than just the last few years are the most valuable and sought-after commodities of this crazy century we're living in. There's no question that our economy is in trouble. The average American family today is hurting. In fact, American families, the average family today has two incomes, not just one, but less disposable income than they had 20 or 30 years ago. So in the turbulent times in which we live, it's no wonder why a lot of us feel like our world is simply out of control. And that's why taking back control of these three things, the money, the time, and our health, are sought after. Have you ever bumped into anyone or known anyone in your life that literally spent their health in order to acquire wealth? And the sad thing is, as they age, you often find those very same people spending their wealth in an effort to regain that health. But as a company, we could not be more perfectly placed based upon these emerging societal trends and what's happening in our society. So if you're considering getting started, here's how. Number one, enroll with us. Become a distributor. We call it becoming a mission marketer with one of our enrollment packs, and you'll receive 2 websites, 2 seats at Beyond Organic University, everything you need to build a business. So immediately you can begin getting paid to help families redirect a portion of their monthly budgets that they spend on food and other consumables, and in the process introduce Beyond Organic products that are not only superior and excellent, people come back for more, but they're highly consumable. We're talking beef, dairy, water, functional beverages, skin and body care that's unmatched, foods, live snacks, nuts, kombucha, our incredible new Break the Cycle dietary supplements. So you might ask, well, what do we do? How do we build this business? We really just do 2 simple things. We use and recommend the products, and we introduce them to others who may want to enroll either as a customer or as a mission marketer. Now, our customers naturally end up referring others, but they're not in a position to profit from the referrals. Yeah, we have some wonderful referral programs where for loyalty and for making referrals, our customers can actually earn credits for free product, but they're not going to get a check. Now, for those of us that are team members enjoy immediate and residual income simply by referring others and growing a consumption base. We literally are introducing products that are consumed every single day by the average family. So you can start your business for under $1,000. In fact, you get a wide array of Beyond Organic products with which to gain a personal experience. All the things I mentioned, you're commission eligible. You can build a large or small business with all the help you might need. You can also enroll and become a mission marketer for half of that. We call that the Fast Start Pack, and it's $4.99. So we would invite you to take a hard look. And, since we started, we entered the marketplace almost 2 years ago. It was November 2011. And there are people in literally coast to coast, north, south, east, and west, many on the call tonight that everywhere have access to the best nutrient-dense foods, beverages, personal care products, and supplements that they can get anywhere by any means. And in just the short time since we launched, our products, our business opportunity have already seen many lives changed, people's health restored, finances improved, and all the while as a team member, as a mission marketer, giving us the opportunity to contribute to the mission of the Beyond Organic Foundation, and that is to provide food and clothing and help to people in need. They might be neighbors, they might be across the sea. And Beyond Organic's direct-to-consumer business model has already paved the way for a lot of families to enjoy our products for free by simply sharing our message and inviting others to do the same. So whether it's becoming involved casually that interests you, perhaps you want to simply invite our products into your home, refer our products to others, perhaps just enough to earn some credits and bonuses and get your Beyond Organic purchases covered. Or you might be interested in being more intentional in your efforts and in the process create a supplemental income or even replacement income for your family, all the while taking advantage of some really outstanding and very significant tax advantages of having a home-based business. Or like Jenni and Dr. Josh and my wife Kate and I on the phone tonight, and many of the leaders across the country who are motivated to focus even more seriously on creating relationships, building teams, leading and supporting others, where literally the sky is the limit when it comes to life-changing earning potential. There's a place for you in Beyond Organic. So I would invite you to take a hard look at what we're doing. Now, in my personal family, we've been blessed over the years. We've created residual income. We've enjoyed that work-life balance that it brings, and we're thrilled to be in business once again with Beyond Organic and partnering with Jordan Rubin. We're rolling up our sleeves. We've gone back to work, and for those of us that have already joined Jordan as Beyond Organic mission marketers, we've experienced firsthand the satisfaction of knowing that we are making an impact on the world one person at a time. And this is your invitation to join us. So I want to thank you for taking the time to listen in tonight. I would ask you to reconnect with that person who shared this invitation to you. They're well equipped to answer any remaining questions that you have, help you get started today. So until the next time, we thank you once again. Be blessed and have a great evening. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Josh, and thank you, Jenny.